Aloha from Honolulu and home of the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. As we'll see a squad from the Mountain West, the New Mexico Lobos, taking on a fellow Mountain West foe, the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. And the Lobos will kick it off to get us underway. On the move from inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. So Hawaii's offense going to get the chance to start this game off. And what a performance, an aerial show from this guy in the last game, and he has to have a ton of confidence coming into this one, Dave.
Yeah, it was a great week, and watching that tape before this game, like you could tell, man, he was seeing it quick, the ball was coming out, just touchdowns at will, a really nice day. And I think, Jesse, you take that and you start to build on it for this offense and really continue to trust him to make plays through the air.
Yeah, it's a good point. I think he really earned his offensive coordinator's trust after that performance. So I'm anticipating the playbook to expand a little bit in this game. Maybe see some new schemes in the passing game just based on...
Breaks into the open. Picks up the first down, still moving. And they'll move the chains and get it to the 47-yard line. They've come out with answers on this possession, and now another first down. They're going to ride this running back. And how about the work up front by that big defensive line? Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. The give to the tailback. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. They've got the ball at midfield, but they're facing a 3rd and long. Davis looking to pass. Got his man downfield. They've got it inside the 40 at the 39 as they pick up the first down. The Rainbow Warriors come to the line with a new set of downs. Wants to go up top on first down. A little too much on that one, just out of his reach.
Nice job by the defense there, taking all throws away from the quarterback. He had nowhere to put that football in the field to play, so that ball obviously had to go out of bounds.
Got the quick pass. Knocked down at the 24-yard line, but it's a big gain. 15 yards on the play, and this offense is in business. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Inside the 25, they'll snap it from the 24. First down. Motion from the wide receiver. Gonna run it. It's Sims. Pulled down after a nice run, and they're in the red zone at the 19.
Love the push by the offensive line on that RPO play. Look how they just work the single teams and the double teams. You see linemen chipping off of their guys and climbing into the second level and getting a hat on the linebacker. That's why those types of plays are successful.
They get him stopped at the 5-yard line, but it will be 1st and goal from there. And the Rainbow Warriors kept this drive moving on the ground. Now back to work. They'll keep it on the ground for 1st and goal. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. After getting knocked down behind the line, it's 2nd and goal from the 7. Looking to get it in. He's all the way down to the 2-yard line. Just spectacular execution there. And they've moved closer and closer, and still they need 2 yards. 3rd and goal. Stopped in the backfield, and this defense has forced him into 4th down.
And how about a decision time right off the jump? 4th down. Do I want to go for it? First drive. Palmer, what you going to do?
I'm taking the points right here. It's early in the game. You're trying to pay off this opening drive. Just get some points up on the board. If it was a little closer to the end zone, I'd say maybe go for it, but I'm playing conservative.
And the 4th down pass falls incomplete, and they'll have to give up the football. So New Mexico's offense has the ball for the first time. Let's take a quick second to call out some of the impact. coaches mentioned in meetings this week? Anything you guys heard that really resonated with you?
Yeah, I love when coaches talk about guys that bring it every single day. Like, that we can depend on them. They can get other guys lined up. They're always motivated. They're always being a great teammate. These are the guys that coaches love.
And big-time players make big plays in big games, right? These are the guys that have to play well if they're going to win games like this. It'll be interesting to see what they do today.
Very useful run there to get away from the goal line. He'll pick up 4 out to the 6. Now facing a 3rd and long. To throw, it's Hills. Got it behind the line. It's Thomas. And they'll stop him about 5 yards short of the first. The Lobos will try to pin them back with the punt. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. So from his own end zone, the punt is away. Not able to pop the big return, but they've got the ball back and ready to go with a fresh possession. The Hawaii offense returns to the field. That last drive was promising at times, but stalled out, and they turned it over on downs, Jesse.
I think they got to do a better job here, just being better early in the downs. On first down, finding positive plays.
Yeah, and it's frustrating when you move the football and get stopped on the other side of the field and get no points. But they've had some success, and I like the aggressiveness. They just got to cash some of these drives in.
An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down.
This running back loves running into the teeth of the defense. In between the tackles, he keeps a low pad level, and he's got some speed.
They're going to go right back to him on first down. He never had a chance on the draw, tackled almost as soon as he got the ball. Lost 1 on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Wants to go up top. Got his man quickly. He'll step out of bounds at the 11.
Well, the defense playing zone coverage there. They're taking away all of the QB's primary options down the field, so he has to check it down to the drag running underneath.
He's got it. He gives him a fresh set of downs, and this one will be 1st and goal from the 6. The Rainbow Warriors have their offense in high gear. It has been all defense all the time in the early going as we wrap up the first quarter, and the stats certainly reflect that. Starting off this quarter close enough to smell the goal line. A first down run on the doorstep. Relentless, tough running gets it down to the 4. We'll see if the offense can punch it in on 2nd and goal. Snagged out of the air. And he'll haul it in and take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Hawaii.
Can't start a game any better than that. Defense gets the stop, gives it back to the offense. You march down the field, you score. They are in a great rhythm now on both sides of the ball.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll bring it out. It's Blair. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Let's see what the Lobos offense has dialed up this time. They didn't get much done the last time they had it. Had to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. Here's a heat. Crosses the 30.
Well, he does a really nice job buying time, and I love the awareness there, understanding no one's open downfield, knowing where the sticks are, and he's able to use his athleticism to get that first down.
Use the play fake, now to throw. Fires to the tight end. And how about the efficiency on that one? It'll bring up 2nd and 4.
Well, it's a nice job, too, of the quarterback after the play fake there, getting his eyes down the field. He had to get that to his tight end quickly, knowing he wasn't going to have a lot of space to run with after the catch.
Can't get him to the ground. Turning it on. They finally get him stopped, and this veteran junior running back comes up with a nice play. And the Lobos will snap it on 1st and 10. They'll run it from the gun. And he was able to run through one tackle, but still only a modest gain.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats.
Gashing the D on the right. Touchdown, Lobos! He found some open space and turned on the Jets.
I love the execution on that play. Great blocking up front just to get the ball carrier an opportunity in the second level of the defense. And then at that point, it was make a guy miss and use the speed. That was a perfectly executed play.
The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. On the run from inside his own 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. Hawaii has it back as they send the offense onto the field. What a good mix of plays, keeping that defense off balance last time, David.
And Reese, they don't know if it's run or if it's pass. They got them right where they want it. This defense doesn't know how to react from getting punched in the mouth on that last drive.
So in this next drive, David, I think you keep running the football because that sets up the play action, it sets up the RPO game, and then you keep this defense guessing.
Davis will throw. Quickly to the tight end. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a first down at the 38. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Off the play fake on first down. Fired that thing out in a heartbeat, but it's incomplete.
Ooh, there's an example, Jesse, of a receiver making his quarterback look bad. Most of the time, they make it look good and cover up for him. All those balls y'all don't throw online, but oof, that would hit him in a pretty good spot. He needs to come down with that one.
To the air on second down. Got it in the middle, it's White.
Well, this offense knew coming into this game they wanted to try to attack the middle of the field in the passing game, and they're able to execute the in route there.
And the Rainbow Warriors come to the ball trying to pick up this third and short. They'll try to get the first through the air. He hurls one deep down the left side. White out trying to get it in. So close to that end zone. He could almost taste it, but it'll be first and goal for this offense. The Rainbow Warriors are flying down the field. Trying to find the end zone. Quick throw, but he's not going anywhere. The defense was all over it. Can the D deny them on second and goal? Into the end zone. It falls incomplete. He was trying to find his man for 6. After the incompletion, can they find a way to get these last 2 yards on third and goal? Makes the grab. Touchdown, Rainbow Warriors. That's the way you finish a drive and put up points.
Man, that's his second receiving touchdown of the game. My man is just finding pay dirt. Tell you what, these are the kind of guys that you continue to feature throughout a game when he can do this kind of damage after he catches the football.
Hawaii, 14, New Mexico, 7.
Fielded in the end zone, it's Blair. Gets it across the 20 to the 21, and not quite what he would have picked up just taking the touchback. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. Sends it downfield. What a grab along the left sideline. Got the foot down in a strong throw. Put it right on the money. And it looks as if they've buzzed down. Replay wants to have another peek at that last play.
Man, this offense is so dangerous, Reese. They've got dudes all over the field that can make plays. There's a big gainer in the pass game.
You get a chunk of yards like that, now the defense is really on its heels. And the play will stand after the replay booth just does a little double checking to make sure. Whistle blows, and this is the 2-minute timeout, and these guys have a chance to take the lead before halftime. They'll line up right at the 48-yard line on 1st and 10. Looking to throw, it's Hills. Pressure coming. Catch in the middle, it's Humphrey. Really putting together a threat now. They get the first. It's at the 37.
That's why you got to study your playbook. For all young quarterbacks out there watching, you're not always going to be able to throw it to the intended target. You've got to know where your check down options are because you're going to get hit at some point. You've got to be able to get rid of it. Nice job understanding the playbook.
And he didn't get a big gain. You want to call that play and probably want to get more yards, but you could tell that was super close from seriously busting loose.
There he goes. He's out of bounds, but not before picking up enough for the first down.
Well, a great job by the quarterback understanding where the pressure was coming from and understanding where his outlet was. And, David, you know, it's demoralizing, I expect, from a defensive standpoint when you think you've dialed up the blitz and you think you're getting home.
Yeah, and you're doing what you can to try to pressure the QB, and you're bringing extra guys, but sometimes that comes at a sacrifice. And you can see he got the matchup he wanted, took advantage of it, didn't get flustered. That was the biggest thing. Like most QBs, sometimes when that blitz comes, they'll get flustered really quickly and make a bad decision. He stayed calm, made the right read, made the right decision.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
He's got enough. It'll be a first down. They've got it at the 12. The Lobos come to the line with a fresh set of downs. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. Down to the 12-yard line. It's first down. Looking to throw on first down. Got rid of it just in time.
He didn't have a whole lot of time to get rid of that one. The defense was all over him right after the snap. No wonder that thing fell incomplete.
Scanning the field, it's Hills. Grabbed over the middle, it's Hall. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. Tight quarters deep in the red zone, but they can pick up a first down without scoring. Third down. Grinding and pushing his way, and man, he got behind his pads, but they get him stopped just inches away from the goal line. He wants to throw it. Touchdown, New Mexico! Fitted in the window for the score.
Every coach in the country talks about finishing half strong. Man, how about that? You get the touchdown, a chance to tie this game up and take all the momentum into halftime.
And they pick up the extra point. Kicker knocked it right down the middle.
Number 13 sets a kickoff.
Fielded in the end zone. It's White. He gets it out to the 32 and sets him up with a little better field position. Just enough time for one final play in this half. Looking to throw on first down. Here's the pressure. Pass is incomplete, and half comes to a close on that play. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Men, nice to see you actually showed up for today's broadcast in paradise, given all there is to do there in Honolulu.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
So the kick goes out of bounds, and the ball will be placed at the 40 to start this drive. He'll keep it himself. Running into the open space. He stopped just short of midfield. They'll mark him out of bounds at the 48. And the Lobos in a good spot here with second and short. Caught in the backfield, it's Buckley. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They'll have it at the 49, just across midfield, first and 10. Rides the back on the option to give. Good pickup on that play. It'll bring up second and 4.
It's going to be important this offensive line is able to get a little bit of push. You just got to give this guy an inch, a little crease, and he can make yards for you.
job up front, and he'll lose a yard on that one.
And that's a great job by the defense, understanding exactly the situation, understanding to stay home, play sound. No matter who gets the football, we're going to run to the football hard. We're going to cage the football, be disciplined. Nice job by the defense.
Throws to the tight end. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down. The Lobos send out the punt unit. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. And that is textbook instructional video. Out of bounds right around the goal line. Hawaii ready to go back to work on offense. The give to the back. They'll rip off 8 on that play. It's 2nd and 2.
And winning first downs is a priority for a defense, and you can't get bludgeoned. You can't get physically beat at the point of attack. You know the percentages. It's usually pretty good on first down that they're going to run the football. So them getting that big chunk, getting in 2nd and short, not a good job by this defense.
Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And the Rainbow Warriors are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. Davis looking to pass. Makes the grab. Really nice gain. Gets it out across the 20. It'll be a 1st down at the 22. The Rainbow Warriors come to the line with a new set of downs. He might want another play. Wants to throw on 1st down. And he fires over the middle. It's incomplete.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on 1st down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target. The window...
Oh, he's got some space. Touchdown, Warriors! And that one will put him up here in the 2nd half.
Man, oh man, when you got a weapon like that, you got to find him and you got to give him the ball in space. You have some plays on your play sheet, and some of them just say, that guy, get him the ball, let him do the rest. Dangerous weapon out of the backfield, catching the football, making the big play.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And with the extra point, the score is now 21-14. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead.
New Mexico, 14.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Now New Mexico will go back to work on offense. They'll try to answer that last score with one of their own. A chance here to tie the game with a touchdown drive. Surges across the 30, out to the 32, a 6-yard run.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
They'll go right back to the run. Crosses to 45. They finally get to him, but what a play there to pick up the first down. And the Lobos, after exploding for that huge run, back to work. From the gun, he leaves it with the back. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Using his legs, it's Humphrey. And they're able to shove him to the turf as they stop him for a short gain. They'll have to get it to the 37 on third down. Back to pass, it's Hills. Here comes the heat. Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind. Field stripe at the 49. The Lobos line up to punt it away. And that one will bounce and roll out of bounds. Let's see exactly where they mark it. The Hawaii offense returns to the field. Man, what a drive last time for the touchdown. That passing attack was lethal, David.
Yeah, you know, you hear all these stupid commentators like me and Jesse talking about create balance, you know, run and pass. No, when you throw that good, spin the ball around.
So the defense has to find a way to affect the quarterback on this drive because last drive he had way too much time to throw.
Grab near the sticks. It's Harris. And he'll go out of bounds, and this aerial attack just continues to carve this defense into tiny slices. Offense lines up for a 1st and 10 from the 43. Looking downfield on first down. Under fire. And with not much doing downfield, he found his parents open in the stands and threw it to them.
A nice job by the quarterback there. You're outside the pocket, nobody's open, so you throw the ball away knowing that you still have more chances to get this first down.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. Quick completion to the right. Across the 45. Really putting together a threat now. They get the first. It's at the 37.
And watch the offensive line here. They all block run. As they're blocking run, the quarterback decides, oh, I got a favorable matchup. He dumps it out to the right, makes the right read, gets a nice positive gain.
Grab behind the line. It's Barfield. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few.
Listen, running backs are not just running backs anymore. You're going to be a wide receiver in today's football. And a great job sneaking out of the backfield, getting him the football, letting them get some positive yards.
All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
This is an offense that really relies on its running game on that 2nd down call, giving it to the back, letting him find a way to go get it first.
We've reached the end of the period, and Hawaii is on top. They've built a cushion. They've got a nice lead. Now the task is finish the deal as you take a look at the 3rd quarter stats. They go back to work in the final period of this one. Davis will throw. Looking to the big tight end. That one came in hot, and it's incomplete.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. If the intended target was not open, that's why that one fell incomplete.
This freshman quarterback is slinging it out there to pick up that first down. And the Rainbow Warriors come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Caught over the middle. It's Harris. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. And it's taken away by the defense, and they desperately needed that turnover. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
Well, this offense really felt coming into today that they were going to have to throw the football. And for the most part, David, this quarterback has been lights out. That time, though, he lets it get away from him a little bit, and that was a critical INT for the defense and their confidence.
They needed something, man. They've given up a lot of yards, and that's the thing about the defense. Just sometimes it can change in one play. They make the interception, they force the turnover, and hopefully, for their sake, maybe get in the quarterback's head just a little bit.
They'll go to the ground. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. And the ball comes out. What a disastrous play. It's as if that ball had a magnet going back to the offense. How in the world did they keep it? And the Lobos will line up to punt it away. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. A fairly short distance here toward the sidelines, not his best work. Hawaii has it back as they send the offense onto the field. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions, but I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did in the first part of that drive, what made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
Stopped and forced out of bounds at the 21-yard line, just outside the red zone, and they are looking to get one in here. From the 22 on 1st and 10. That's reeled in. It's White. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical and pass deep. Just outside the red zone at the 21, but it's 3rd and long. Davis looking to pass. Quick completion on the out route. Doesn't quite make it to the 1st down marker. He's a yard short.
Well, after that incompletion, it's decision time now for the head coach. You've got to lead. The game's close. Are you going to punt the ball away and count on your defense to win this thing, or do you have the confidence in your quarterback to make one more throw to win you this game?
And how about this offense running the football when you know it's going to be a run? Being the more physical squad. And this defense, man, trailing in this football game, still got those 3 timeouts, but they've got to get a stop. They've got to make a stand and start burning those timeouts.
They've moved it forward to the 2. Now it's 2nd and goal. They'll try to run it in. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Hawaii. That one ought to give them firm control of this game, and they have gotten things going here, about to move to 4 and 1. And the extra point is true, and they have a 2-touchdown lead, up 14 in the 4th. Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
To the air on 1st down. That's caught. It's Miller. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
And this offense gets nothing done on that play, but look at them. They're continuing to run this tempo. They want to try to do something to get a spark going to create a big play.
Well, you haven't seen a ton of incompletions in this game, and that's good news for this QB. Obviously, he struggled his last game out. Part of that was the defense. Part of that was him not playing as well as he wanted to. But in this game, he really has been, for the most part, locked in, and that is a good sign for this offense.
Looking to pass. It's Hills. On target over the middle. And they'll get it to the 39-yard line, and they'll move the chains. They absolutely had to have that 3rd down to keep any glimmer of hope alive.
And defensively, that's exactly what I want. Make you get to 3rd down. The clock is your enemy. Multiple possession lead. That is right where I want this offense.
The Lobos headed quickly to the line.
And defensively, this is exactly what you want, right? You got the big lead, so you can play big zone coverages. Just keep the ball in front of you. Keep your eye on the quarterback, rally to the football, gang tackle, and you're going to win this game.
And the Lobos are at the line trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. Snap from the gun on 3rd down. Here's a throw downfield late. Got it inside the 10. They get him stopped at the 2, but it'll be 1st and goal. DB's locked up tight on the receivers. Looking to throw again. And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line. Everybody has to be set. They have to get it off. Back to pass on 2nd down. Got out of trouble and throws. Just a bit of a misfire there as they can't make the connection.
And you just got to know the situation of the game, obviously. After that incompletion, now setting up 3rd down, you still got timeouts. You can attack the middle of the field. It's all out there for you. There's no need to panic. Because of those timeouts, you still have an...
Touchdown, Lobos! They get it into the end zone to pay off that opportunity.
Well, the offense did their part. You're just trying to apply some pressure on the opponent, right? Yeah, you're down right now, but if you can find a way to get the ball back with some time on the clock, they're within striking distance still to win this game.
Trailing by a touchdown here in the 4th, they'll try to get it back with the onside kick. Few anxious moments there, but the hands team true to its name as they make the grab and get the ball. Hawaii ready to go back to work on offense. Guys, you want to be productive here and not go into a shell, but you've got to take care of the ball.
Yeah, and I think you say productive, Reese. Productive at this point in the game is running the clock and getting 1st down. So, Jesse, I can expect this defense to be aggressive, way up near the line of scrimmage, bringing a bunch of bodies, trying to stop the run.
And that's why it puts a lot of pressure on an offense, David, because you know if you do try to throw the football, it's probably man coverage. You're probably getting blitz. That's going to be into a small window. It is not easy to execute in this situation of the game.
He's got enough for the 1st down, and that ought to be enough to put them in victory formation for the rest of this one. The Rainbow Warriors have moved it inside the 20. They'll run it, trying to drain time off the clock. He's brought down at the 7-yard line, and they are threatening to take it in. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. He's got it on the right. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
And nice job by the defense staying glued to him. Getting him on the ground as soon as he catches the football. Knowing he's a threat. I'm not going to let this guy get out of my sights. Nice job by the D.
On 3rd and short, the power run here. Touchdown, Hawaii! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. They've built a little cushion and now closer to getting a victory here in week 4.
Well, they get the touchdown when they needed it most. That score now makes it a 2-possession game. And guys, with just seconds to go on the game clock, this thing is all but over.
He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Let's see what the Lobos offense has in store. They took advantage of outstanding field position the last time they had it, and now they'll have a little more work to do to get on the board. Dropping back, it's Hills. Got it in the middle, it's Johnson. They stop him just a link or two short of the first, and man, what they can do on 2nd down here.
QB sliced it. No gain on the play. It's 3rd down.
The Lobos come to the line trying to find a way to convert on 3rd and very short. Looking to throw for it. Quarterback feeling the pressure and down. At the 22. Down by multiple possessions, they can't come up empty on this drive in the fourth quarter. They'll go for it on fourth down. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. It's incomplete, and they desperately needed to keep that drive going, and they couldn't make the connection. After this, it'll be a wrap. They'll leave it with him. He's going to lose a yard on that one. After the stumble earlier this year, a lot of people wrote this team off. People might be searching for spots on the bandwagon again now.
Yeah, give this coaching staff a lot of credit too, Reese, because they made a few tweaks and adjustments schematically to their personnel as well, and they've really now seemed to find a nice rhythm.
And it's hard to find that early in the season, but the good teams figure out who they are, what they do well, and you could tell they're starting to get in a groove, figure out who does what well, and maximize